All right, you guys are commenting before I am. Sorry about that. I was a little tiny bit behind because it's hot. I can't believe it. It's so humid and I had to get my craft room somewhat reasonable and I had to turn my AC off because it's just too loud to do a live. So anyway, we're going to be working with plants and getting our hands inky or dirty. I'm not sure. We're not going to be working with soil, but we'll be having some fun tonight working with the bloom where you're planted suite. So I hope you guys are doing great. Let us know where you're watching from. I always like to see that. I got Carla, Susan, Joni, and Pam on. Nice to see you guys. And it shows that we have 9, so there's a few more out there that haven't commented. But please do comment and let us know where you're watching from. All right, we're going to get started. Trying to go through my infomercials real quick because I'm going to, let's see, what am I going to do? Tomorrow we're heading to Connecticut early in the morning to see Max and Avery and Finley, and baby Hudson in mommy's belly. So can't wait to see how much bigger Avery has gotten in the last 2 months. We haven't seen Finley or those guys since May. So anyway, it was a much deserved time to get away from here. My husband doesn't have to work this weekend, so that's helpful. So we are just both heading out, and it's supposed to rain all day, so why not be in a car, right? And I guess my son said that it's not supposed to storm down there until like 3, so I guess that's kind of a win-win. Anyway, soggy PA, yeah, that rain's coming this way, and it can just, apparently it's gonna rain for the next week, and guess what? Karen's on vacation. Started at 4 o'clock this afternoon, so I haven't had a full week vacation. Only like I think 3 times since I've been working for Hartford Parks and Recreation where I've taken like a week off consecutively. Usually I like to take a Friday and a Monday. That way that feels kind of like a week. But this is, I think, the 3rd time where I'm taking a week off. So even when I had my Achilles surgery, I had that surgery on a Tuesday, and I took Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday off to heal, and then I was back at work on Monday. Anyway, we're going to make some plant cards, and I chose to do these because these designs, well, 2 of these designs, plus the little mini note cards underneath are part of my stamp retreat, which is actually next Saturday. I can't wait. So just to let you know, next Friday, the 23rd, July 23rd, I will be setting up my retreat. So I will not be live Friday night, the 23rd, but I will resume my lives on July 30th at 8 o'clock. So yeah, we'll be setting up my room at the town hall, and I believe I'll have a little bit of help, so that'll be fun too. So I can't wait. I'm a little nervous because this retreat's nothing like I've ever done before. So I just usually have them at my house, and we did 16 different cards over 2 days. Well, this is going to be totally different. So we'll see. I can't wait though. But so these are the cards we'll be making. Let me just go over my club. So my card club is going to be closing on July 20th, which is Tuesday at 8 o'clock Eastern time. So my club is $38 a month, and it's recurring. It's just a recurring. You can actually cancel after 1 month if you want, but if you do complete 6 consecutive months, like many of my participants have done, some of them are earning the 3rd trip around, so at least 3. Then you'll get $25 worth of Stampin' Up! Products from me for free. So I'm just going to go quickly through the 4 card designs. You'll make 8 total cards and 2 of each design. And I use the Meadow dies in here with the Pansy Petals Designer Series paper. So that's card number 1. You know what, you guys, can somebody tell me, like, I think my camera's way too close. So I'm going to wait to see if somebody can comment and tell me if my like my hands and stuff are too close, because my camera mount is different this weekend. So my laptop is actually 20 seconds behind. So I'll wait for your comments before I start going like if somebody could just comment, please. Like dead air here. I'm waiting. Somebody, please comment. Anyway, I'll just try to keep going. And if I'm too close, I'll try to figure it out. Everything is fine. Thank you, Carol. Appreciate that. All right, so this is card number 2 design. This one is my favorite because it's just Love Blackberry Bliss. So there you go. We use the metallic ribbon too, which is really fun. It's different. It's usually used for Halloween, but I don't care. I'm using it for this card club for this month. It looks beautiful. This is the first time I've used it, and it's got silver in it, and it makes really nice bows. And then this one here too. Lots of new in colors for you guys for clubs. So all the die cutting is done and punching is done by me. So after I get my retreat done, I will be cutting all these as well and hopefully shipping on time. Probably won't ship until the 26th or 27th, but we'll see how I do over vacation. So, and then with club, you're going to get 1 sheet of mini dimensionals here and 1 sheet of regular ones, just because that Pansy Petals Designer Series paper is on sale for the month of July. So I'm passing on those savings to my customers. So you'll get a little extra bonus in Card Club for this month. Then here's this gorgeous ribbon, just really pretty. 5 yards of this, not 10, but it'll be 5 yards, and it's called the metallic mesh ribbon. So I don't know if you can see that or not. It's really pretty. And then we've got the silver and clear epoxy essentials. That's a lot to say, but they are silver and clear, and the ones that are clear here, you can use your Stampin' Blends on and color them whatever color that you want. If you don't have Stampin' Blends, well, you can use your Sharpie markers as well, because those are alcohol based and that's permanent ink. And then the bundle I'm using for July Club is called Pansy Patch and the Pansy Dies. Okay, so I don't use the Pansy Dies too much, but I love all the reason why I actually bought this set. It's not because of all the stamping, because this stamping overwhelms me down here. But I love all of the sentiments here that are in this set, and that's the primary reason why I chose this set. I have yet to stamp any of these, to be honest with you, just because it's just intimidating. But maybe someday I will. So let's move this stuff away here. Now, Plentiful Plants, that's what we're working on tonight, and that's part of my retreat. And I chose it because I really like plants, even though my plants don't look all that great. I wish they looked like some of these here in the catalog. So you can find the Bloom Where You're Planted on page 80 of the annual catalog. And I know this is like wicked too close, but we will be using this on Saturday, all of Saturday. And we will also be making some 3x3 mini cards, and I'll show you those at the end. Now, I don't know if you know, but we sell on page 136 are the basic, well, they call them basic white in the catalog. They're basic white 3x3 envelopes, okay? And they come 42 a pack. Each of my retreat participants will make one of each card design, so they'll make 4 little mini cards. So this is on page 136. You may or may not have seen it, but we also have this is where the medium envelopes are, and this is where I purchase all of my envelopes, very vanilla, and the basic white, they're exceptional. And then you can also buy these note cards in envelopes, and they're $7 for 20. So you get 20 cards and 20 envelopes. It's a really great deal for $7. Now, of course, if you're a demonstrator, you will be saving also 20 or 25% depending on what your level is. For me, I'm Silver Elite, so I will be saving 25% on my order. So that is all the paper basics for you guys. I'm going to go over the designer series paper just a little bit. So before I came on, I was die cutting and I was fussy cutting. So these dies, let me just show you here. Hopefully you can kind of see. I've got a little tin here. This is my little fun tin I found, I think at like, I don't know, Dollar Tree or something. I like it because it says, wish it, dream it, do it. And then on the other side, it's kind of fun. You can do more than you have ever imagined. If you really want something to happen, write it down on paper. Believe in yourself and wish, and your wish will come true. Wish it, dream it, do it. So you guys have been following me, and you guys know I'm trying to earn that incentive trip. So every single order really helps me, whether you belong to Card Club or you're part of the retreat or you just order from me. Here's where I'm at as of today. So we started tracking on June 30th. And I need 40,000 points. So on June 30th, I was 3,117 away. And today, as of today, when I last checked, I'm 1,686 points away from winning, or not winning, but earning the incentive trip. So the incentive trip for 2022 in May will be going to, it's a cruise to the Western Caribbean. So I'm really hoping that I earn it. Really trying to work hard and building my team, and also grabbing some customer orders as well. So every little dollar helps me and my small business, which hopefully will turn larger in January if I decide to go full time. So anyway, that's where I am. I'll let you know in 2 weeks where I'm at on July 30th. I need to get to 40,000. So this number here needs to be 0 by September 30th. I really hope I can do it. And I know with your help I can. So in that box is very appropriate for my wish it, dream it, do it. So in here, I have lots of little pieces. And what I suggest you do when you have this bundle is go ahead and don't be shy with it, use it. So the designer series paper here is meant to be die cut. Some of it is meant to be fussy cut, and some are just meant to be like use it as is. So as you can see, I've cut some of these out and I've die cut them out. So, and some of it's designer series paper and some of it is just cardstock. So here's one. Here I stamped this little vase. And then this one here, I die cut this. So in the retreat, I die cut how many of those? 40 of those little things times like one. And I think I did a couple cards designed like this. So lots of little tiny pieces. But as you can see, here's another one here. This one was this one right here. So this is really kind of fun. So you can really make, so what I did, of course, you can see I just got a bunch here out. Now, this one here was on the edge of the paper. So let me just show you. So here's one that is got half of a little like pot. And let me just show you. Let me just bring in, here we go. This is a better example. So here's one where you can see 2/3 of the pot. Well, don't waste this, because what you can do, let me just show you. Some people might just throw that piece in the garbage. Well, you know, I'm very thrifty, so I like to save. So let's just pretend I'm going to be using this pot here. Well, even though it's cut off and it doesn't have that other side, you can simply skirt this in just like this, And like no one would ever know that that pot is not cut all the way, right? Doesn't it look like a full pot? So don't throw these pieces away because you can certainly use them. Okay, just like that. And then there's, let me see, there's this one here. So this was on the edge and this was to the right. So you can just kind of put these in wherever you want to fill in. So don't be shy about using these little small pieces like I did, okay? Let me see, here's another one that was just missing the point here. And I die cut this one out. And you can definitely put this right in here. No one will ever know. So just a little tip for you guys. I always like to bring you guys at least one tip. So don't throw out this designer series paper because you've got a pot that's not complete. You can trust me, you can use it, right? This one here, I did fussy cut. There is no die for that, but don't worry, you can fussy cut that, that's easy. All right, so we're gonna take all these little pieces and we're gonna get stamping. So I'm only using garden green for my ink colors. And let me just go through the comments. Not sure why the focus is bad on me sometimes. So Pam Gelanu, just log out and log back in. I think that is going to be, it will be better for you, okay? Our purchases as a demonstrator, do you help you reach your goal? Yes, Carol. Every order helps me reach my goal, so yes, thank you. Okay, so we're gonna make this one using soft succulent. Again, this is kind of like, this is one of my retreat cards. So last night I had my husband helping me. He die cut all these little pieces. Now this die cut's from Smooth Sailing. Do you guys remember that set that's got like the lighthouse and the sailboats? Well, that's still in the annual catalog and that die is in there too. So I would like this one here to use as my sentiment. Here's a bunch of pieces here that we what he did was emboss with the bark embossing folder, and then I cut down in strips. All right, the inside is kind of stamped like that. I don't kind of like that, so we're going to try to fix that up. So let's get our pieces here that we need for stamping. So we've got our medium envelope. And since we're working with photopolymer, what do we need to use? We need to use our Stampin' Pierce mat. So let me just clean that off. We do sell these. I'm not sure how much it costs, but it's not that expensive. And I have a lot of these. I use them for my classes. So they do help. Definitely use them for photopolymer stamps. So we're going to, let's see, stamp this. Just want to make sure I'm in the camera there. My laptop's off to the left, so it's a little bit harder for me to kind of look. So a little note with the biggest thanks. So that is here. And I'm going to use Garden Green. So I'm not using Evening Evergreen this week, you guys. I chose to use some other green color that works with the Designer Series paper. And so we're just going to stamp that on a panel that's cut 4 by 5 1/4, your standard inside. Oh, and I just totally blew that one. Well, good thing there's 2 sides to every paper. We're going to stamp the sentiment on that Smooth Sailing die cut. And this one has a little stitching around it. Let me show you once I stamp. So it's stitching all the way around the edge. So it's smooth side versus the back side, which is rough. So don't stamp on the rough side. Always stamp on the smooth side. And now we are going to stamp, let's see, we're going to stamp that little background foliage first, again in Garden Green, but we're going to stamp off. So I've just got this little post-it note here, and I'm just going to ink up. I'm going to stamp off, and then we're going to stamp a little bit. I'm going to actually stamp at an angle this time, so it's a little bit lighter. Then what we're going to do is we're going to take the next sentiment stamp, and it says, "You were there and I am very grateful." So that kind of works really nicely. A little note with the biggest thanks. You were there and I'm very grateful. And then I'm just going to stamp this kind of off to the side in full strength garden green. And I just got a little bit of ink there, but that's okay. All right. So that is that. Now, what you want to do with your envelope, you want to kind of dress that up too. So what you could do is, let's stamp that sentiment that we're having on the front of the card to our envelope. Okay, and then I'm going to re-ink that foliage we used on the inside, and I'm going to stamp it off twice. And then for third generation, I'm just kind of go over it just like that. And that just adds a little something to the back side of your, to the back of that sentiment. Just kind of fills it in and makes it look a lot fuller. All right, so that is all we have for stamping. And now we just need to assemble our card. So I'm going to get rid of this. Okay, so we've got Soft Succulent is our card base. This is one of the new in colors, and it's cut 8.5 by 5.5. I've already pre-scored it at 4 1/4. Now I've got these strips here. So this panel here originally was, let me just put it together so you can kind of see. And don't worry, if you're coming to my retreat or got the retreat in a box, Karen's already cut all these for you and everything is embossed. So this was the original panel of Soft Succulent. It's 4 inches by 4 3/4. And that one, what we did is we embossed it with the bark embossing folder. And then I took it to my Stampin' trimmer and I cut it into little tiny strips of all different sizes, okay? See, the only thing you need to remember is that there's really a front and a back side to your embossed paper. So just be careful when you adhere it. And I'm going to use multi-purpose liquid glue to do this just because it's embossed and it's just, I'll go a little bit easier. So what I'm going to do first is I'm going to put the top strip on. And we're just going to add that. Ooh, that's a lot of glue. That's going to ooze out. Let me just kind of push it. It's very humid here, so who knows what's going to happen. All right, so I'm just going to add this here. And I'm going to slide it into place. And this is really hard because it's tone on tone. But there is about 1/4 inch border at the top and the left and the right. Okay, and now I'm going to take one of the other panels. Make sure it's I'm going to be putting the glue on the debossed side. Okay, and then we're going to add this one on the bottom. I like to do the top and the bottom first, and then just kind of figure out the rest. Okay, you're going to try to space them, you know, about the same distance away. So I'm just going to put these on here. And now I'm just going to work my way. So let me just figure out the debossed side, which is this side. And again, I'm just adding that multi-purpose liquid glue. And now I'm just going to drop it down from that other one about, it's less than 1/4 inch, but greater than 1/8, if that helps you out. And then this one here, and I'm going to add this one to the bottom. Okay, and this is, it's good that you use multi-purpose liquid glue just because you got that chance to move it. If you use the regular Seal or Seal, definitely Seal Plus, well, that's going to be an issue because you won't be able to move it. It's just too sticky. Okay, so that's that one. Now this one is the last one. It's probably going to have a little bit more of a gap, but that's okay because we'll probably cover it up with the plants and the placement of the plants. All right, so then this is going to go on here. Okay, so now I have all of those panels on, and you can kind of see, hopefully, the gap in between. Right, so we'll put that aside. The sentiment needs to be popped up with Stampin' Dimensionals. So I've got a few left here on this sheet, and we're going to use these up tonight. So I would just put 4, and this is Smooth Sailing. I'm not going to put this on yet. I'm just going to prep it. And let me grab my silicone craft sheet here just so I can put it down on my surface and get it ready, because the silicone craft sheet, well, your adhesive, these are really sticky, it won't stay down. It's not permanent. Okay, so then the next thing we're going to do is we're going to make our pots and plants. Now, let me just find them. Where did they go? I think what I did was I put them all back in that tin. So let me grab my Wish It, Dream It, Do It tin, and we're gonna create some plants here. So what I wanna do is just kind of figure out which ones I want. We'll put these together real quick. And what I do is I just kind of figure out which one I want to use. We'll turn them all the way around. Oh, I know I want to use that green one. And we could kind of mimic the one that I used, but I might want to try to, I don't know, we'll see. See what we can do. I need a small one. I think actually what I want to do is, hold on. Let's see, trying to find, here we go. This is what I want to show you guys. So this one right here, this is kind of my favorite because it's a lot of foliage. So I'm just going to cut this out of the 12 by 12. And then all you really need to do, even though you don't have all those stems, that's fine. You can just really fussy cut around. It does not have to be perfect. Just get kind of close down to the foliage. Just like this. And we're going to trim all the way around. Now, oh, I want to tell you guys just a little side story while I'm snipping away here. So last week, do you guys remember, I don't know if I told you that I had this like creepy noise outside of my house at night? Well, it's a barred owl. And don't you know, there's not one, there's not two, but we have 3. And I haven't heard it yet. Well, my windows are closed, so I probably can't hear it, but the thing keeps coming, all 3 of them keep coming at night, and they're stalking us, I swear, and my cat. And there was evidence that they were on our deck last night. So that's really creepy. All right, enough of that owl story. And we're going to be gone tomorrow, so I think our cat's going to stay in all day. I don't want my cat to be lifted by that darn owl. Okay, so that's one. So see that? That was super easy. Took me about a minute, and I was talking, so really it would have been less. So I'm going to create this one, which is the one on the card. And then let's use this little pot here. And we can put a couple of things in it. We could put this one here, and we could probably put this one as well. Okay, let me just see if I can sneak this one in too. Probably not. Oh, this is fun. This little succulent's fun. So this little succulent is good. It goes in these little pots here. I'm going to put this one together so you can kind of see it. So how I do this, you can do it either by adding your your liquid glue here, just those really small dot. Okay, and there's that little succulent. Oops, it wasn't dry. Let me just press it for a second here. Okay, that's gonna dry. So there's that little succulent, and that was cut out with the Cajun Craze cardstock. So that one's there. This one here, I'm just gonna add some glue here. Then I'm going to slide it underneath this pot. I like this one because it's really full and it's got all those green colors that I really love. Okay, so that one's good. And let's see, we got these two. We need to do one of those pots here. So I think what I'm gonna do is I'm just going to, it's gonna be kind of a tone on tone, but we'll see what it looks like. Okay, so that's tone on tone, but you know what? We can add a gem in there to make it look fine. So I'm gonna pick all these up and put these right back into my little tin. Might need them on the other card that we're gonna be making after this one. So I'll just put these off to the side. Here's a little basket, that's really cute too. Okay, so now what we need to do is bring in our card and our plants. So we've got a really big one and we've got two kind of tiny ones. Actually, I'm gonna put 3 on this one, okay? So this one, I think we're gonna pop all of them up just because it needs a little bit of dimension off of those embossed panels. So let's grab, I'm gonna grab a new sheet of dimensionals just because I'm gonna be using quite a few. So on that little one, you just need 1. And on this one, I would put 3. So you have 1, 2, and 3. And then this one over here, 1. And then you could, I do have some mini dimensionals here. Let me grab these as these are gonna come in handy. I'm gonna put them on the foliage. Little ones on the foliage leaves there. All right, now the fun begins in placing them on our card. So I've got my sentiment and that's gonna go somewhere about there. I'm not going to press it down yet because I wanna make sure that this is all gonna look good. So I'll take the backings off. And like I said, I'm not gonna press these down because once you press them down, they're kind of stuck and it's hard to get them. Actually, let's make that one the middle, then this one, and then this little baby. Okay, so this is what I want to do. So I like that. So it's going to get pressed down. And then this one here. And then this one will go over here. Oops, guess what? I didn't take those backings off. So let's do that. And then this is going to get stuck right there. Now I want to move this sentiment up just a little bit because it was way too close. Okay, so there we go. There's our potted plants. We still need to add the inside panels. So let me bring that one back here. Remember this one we stamped like 20 minutes ago? So we're just gonna add our glue to the back of that side. And then this will get right on the inside here, placed there. Okay, now let's take the Danielle gems and we will add a few of these. And I'm probably gonna add 5 of them. So 1, 2, and they're 2 different colors. So 3, 4, and let's see, Let's do one right there. 5. So there's those. And now what we need to do is make our little, did you guys notice that there was a linen thread bow there? So I'm going to use my 10-second bow maker. And I'm going to make a nice little, hopefully, bow. This is how I make mine. I'm no magic bow maker. I just like to use the tools that work for me. So I'm just going to wrap that around and tie a knot. And there, I'm done. Now that was quicker than if I tried to do it myself. All right, and now we're going to place this little little bow right there. Now I'm going to use a glue dot. So let me bring those over here. Lots of different adhesives and items we're using tonight. And then we're just gonna peel that off. I should have used my take your pick tool to roll that, but actually I'm gonna put it on this one. That one needs a little something, something. So let me just take this piercing tool, spread those out, press that. And now we just need to trim this down. And there we go. All right, so let's clean this up. And so you can see these cards are very different just because of all, well, these are the same, but you can see how you can just change things up, and there's a little pop of color with the Cajun Craze. And then on the inside here, we stamp that with that foliage in 2nd generation ink. And then here is our sweet envelope that really matches nicely. So, what do you guys think? Let me know. Let me look through the comments. All right, so let's see. Do we have any questions? Let me go all the way to the top. All right, we got, that's so pretty. Creepy as a bear on the deck. Well, we haven't had a bear on the deck, but we actually had a bear this week too. So it's just crazy. Cotton ball, and that keeps birds. Wait, you can put an essential oil on cotton ball and that keeps birds away from window, or at least zip. Got rid of a woodpecker that pecked on a window for a week. Oh, that's a great idea. I never heard of that. All right, so I think we're good. We're going to move on to the next card. So we are also going to be making another card here. This is the one we're going to make. We're going to be using the lattice. All right, so here are the little note cards I was talking about that's part of Retreat. I added 4 little note cards. These are so cute. They come with envelopes, but see how we people will be die cutting out these. If you got the Retreat in a box, well, I've got these die cuts will be coming to you, but not the pot, because the pot I can't die cut your paper. So, but you'll get all the pieces there. And here's another one really fun. See this? It's so cute. Just leaving a note, like somewhere where people will see it, is really fun. See that? And then here's this one. That one was stamped on designer series paper. And then that was fussy cut. So great ideas with little note cards. Alrighty. So here's all the pieces. Huh. There's my pots and my plants from the other one, I think. Oh well, that's okay. Okay, so that's the inside. I love how this one is designed. So we'll need to stamp on our envelope and our white panel and the scrap. All these other pieces I'm going to push to the side. We'll eventually use some of them, maybe not all of them. But again, we're going to be stamping, and I'll need my piercing mat. I'm going to use Garden Green again. Here I used Evening Evergreen, but you can see how versatile our ink colors are because we've got Garden Green here as well. All right, so we need to ink up thank you. Let me find that one over here. Perfect, got it. Bring in my ink again. And I'm just going to stamp that right down on that scrap paper, okay? And then let's work on the inside. So we have that kind of foliage spray thing here. We're going to stamp right up full strength up in the corner. And then So Very Much is on a really small stamp, so we're going to stamp that right there. And then we're going to ink up Love You, and we're just going to stamp that real close but off to the right. So it's kind of like a, just kind of angles all the way down. Now, what do you want to stamp on your envelope? Well, we can stamp Thank You. And we'll stamp that in full strength. And then we're going to ink up that foliage again. And I'm going to stamp off on some scrap paper twice. And then Third Generation ink, we're just going to stamp right there to fill in the background. Okay, so that's a nice little trick you can do. I don't know, have any of you guys ever tried that before? Let me know if you've ever tried this where you stamp a background and then stamp like a really deep color over top of it. Just adds a quite a bit to your card. All right, it's assembly time. So I have an Evening Evergreen. Again, it's cut 4 1/4 by 11, scored at 5 1/2. And here's the Bloom Where You're Planted Designer Series paper. It's cut 4 by 5 1/4. This paper's on sale, you guys, so don't miss out on the sale. Definitely don't want to miss out on saving anything. Designer Series papers on sale this whole month. All right, so we just got that layered on there. Now we're going to be using the lattice. So these are paper lattices and they come 10 to a pack. So they kind of look like this. Now I've seen people cut them down and use them nicely too. I'm just going to add this right over that Designer Series paper. And I think the best way, you could use glue dots if you wanted to, but the faster way is just to add a small amount of glue right to these little like circle parts on the lattice. I'm just tapping that tip of my glue to the circle. All right, and we'll flip this over and I'm just going to put this right on the card. Try to center it the best I can. Now, if you have a hard time doing this, you can just use your block to press it down. And that will help as well, okay? Now, we're gonna create our plants again. Actually, I'm gonna get rid of this one. Let's just add this to the inside of the card. That way, that is all done. The less we have on our desk, the better it is for organization, that's for sure. Okay, so here we've got the hanger, we've got some sprig punches under there, we've got some foliage, we've got thank you fussy cut, and we've got all these here too. So here is, I'm gonna put this on my silicone craft sheet so you can see it. This is so stinking cute, you guys. Look at this, isn't that fun? Right? You can cut these down to make different designs as well. So you could cut this piece off and this piece and just have this center. That looks super fun too. All right, so what are we going to do? Let me find all of my pieces. Hopefully I've got a pot. I do. So I think the best things that fit in this here is that little pot. So we're going to flip this over. I'm going to put the glue right here. Just tap it. And you might want to put some up on the sides too. And then we're going to place this right over top. Again, you can use a block to press this down. That way you're getting even pressure. And I've got a sprig punch. I've got some foliage. Lots of little different pieces here for this one. And now here's one that's got that cut off piece. So I'm going to use this one to show you how those little scraps, you can get away with it. Okay. So this one's going to go on next. We'll add some glue just down to the bottom. Place it right there. Again, I'm going to use my block. Now I'm going to add something else. I'm going to stick, let's see, I'm going to try to cover up that one over there. I'm going to have that one go there. So let's add some more glue. And we're going to cover up that leaf that's got a straight edge. And no one will ever know, right? Going to add a little bit of glue on this hanger. Again, I'll use my block. So basically, you're just going to fill this planter up to wherever you want, if you want it really full or not. See, this little sprig is kind of fun. This sprig is a carryover. So we're just going to add this to the back. Let's add some right there. Okay, and then, so let's let this one dry. I'm going to flip it this way so it can get some air. It's not going to dry, it's so humid, but we'll try. I've got to create two other little pots and plants. So we're going to, let's see, what do we got here? Here is that little succulent. And let's see what else I have in my little trusty old box. And we'll add, let's see, that's too big, so I'm going to add some glue to this little succulent here. And we'll put this right here. So that one's complete. Let's add some color here. So we'll take the Cajun Craze and let's add some glue here and we'll get a pop of color there. And that's oozing out. So a little bit too much glue. Okay, so we've got 1, 2, 3. I think that's good. Okay, so now let's bring this card back into the picture. We're going to work on this one here. Okay, this is going to go here. And I've got my brick wall, or shelf, I should say. That's going to get popped up, and then we're going to put the little plants there. So let's pop this one up with our dimensionals. Okay, so you'll need quite a few here. Probably 4 would do it. Actually 3. And then we'll need 1 on this one. And then we'll add 1 more to this one. And the brick shelf, that needs to be popped up as well. So we'll just add 2 dimensionals to this one. And we're going to add the shelf first. I'm just going to add it over here, and I'm going to extend it off that lattice a little bit just into this area here, just kind of throws a little bit of difference there. And we'll release that backing, and we're going to put this pot right here. This one's still not dry. And then this one is next. think this little cute succulent, it's really cute. We'll kind of slide it under there. And now this one, we're going to add up here. Okay, so while those are kind of drying, we're going to work on fussy cutting our thank you out. And I'll do that really quick with you guys. Any of you guys have plans this weekend, potting plants or working in your flowers? You could make some of these cards too if you have this set. All right, we're gonna pop up this thank you. Just 2 dimensionals would be fine. And then basically you're gonna put this sentiment wherever you wanna put it. So wherever you think it's gonna look good. I think I'm gonna just put it like right over here, kind of like the other card. I'm gonna kind of fill this in. Actually, if I do that, then I don't want a dimensional on this side because then it will be uneven. So I'm going to peel that off. And let me just add some multi-purpose liquid glue. And we're just going to add it there. So now that's at the same height as that pot there. The next thing I want to do is just kind of sprinkle it with some of those gems, and we can call it good. So they are right here. And it doesn't really matter what color you use. And I'm just going to use a bunch of different colors here. Got some greens. And I'm just putting them on the little circles that are on the lattice. I'm going to put one on that hanger there. So I'm going to grab one of the green ones here and just put it right there, fill in that hole. And then let's add one right there. So we've got 1, 2, 3, 4. I'm going to add one more for an odd number, and then we'll call it good. All right. So there you go. So here is the outside, and then here's the inside. Oh, wait a minute. Yeah, we need to get some designer series paper on there. So I already put that on there, but that's what it would look like. If I just take my Stampin' trimmer on here real quick, I can cut this down to 4 inches. And that's the back side of the brick. Really fun paper to use. And we'll just add this little strip here. There we go. So that finishes the inside. So inside and the front side. And here's the one we made. And then here's the envelope that goes with it. So what do you think of this one? Let me just bring in, that's the one we made together, the envelope. And then the one we made with 3. And this envelope. Do you guys have this set? Does anybody have this set? And what have you made with it? I think it's really fun. Like you could spend all day just creating all these little different pots and plants and hangers. These hangers are really cool. You can do all different color hangers. Let me show you. I want to show you, okay, here's the other card I designed for my retreat. So I die cut the hanger out with gray granite, and see how I trimmed it down to get a different design on the hanger. So here's the white one, and then here's the one in gray granite. So you can kind of see, you can create all different types by just trimming it down. All right, so this card we used, oh my God, sorry, I got a little bit of ink on it by mistake, but we stamped in soft succulent on the cardstock there, the basic white, and then we'll build our pots in garden green and soft succulent foliage pieces there, and then you can see the gems there. Highlighted it with some Just Jade. And then on the inside, I can't remember what we did. There we go. We got that second generation ink over underneath the thank you with the brick on the inside. So that's another card we're going to be making at the retreat. All right, so that's all I have for you guys. I do have one other thing I did forget in the beginning is my host code for July. I just use one host code all month, and for any orders of $40 or more using this host code here, which is J3XNTKYV. That's not my number, that's a Stampin' Up! Unique code. I did not create that one, I would never remember it. That's why I've got a cheat note here. You'll receive one container here of the awesome bumblebees. These are in gold, and they come 20 to a container. So really fun embellishment for cards and 3D projects as well, especially scrapbooking. Those would be awesome for scrapbooking. So again, that is what I have for you guys. If you have any questions, I will take a quick look to see. I have the bundle and paper, looking forward to using it. Yep, it's going to be a lot of fun. So I'm going to sign off for now, and you guys have a great weekend, and I'll be in touch. Take care.